A couple points I forgot in the last video was, what is the difference between a board press and a pin press? A pin press is when you bring the bar down into a power rack, it rests on the pins, and then you press back up. The board press we already demonstrated. The difference is, you got to think of a board press the same kind of as a bench press. When you do a board press, the weight is coming into your body and then back out again. So the weight's being dispersed through you and through the boards. With a pin press, the weight's being dispersed onto the pins. So it's completely letting go. So when you bring it down to the pins at the bottom, it's basically no weight, and then you flex back into it. So you're going from a complete, you're not even going from a static to a dynamic. You're going from a complete stop to a contraction, which is, it's actually very hard on your joints. It's still a beneficial movement, but it's completely different than a board press where you actually are going from, you know, a static to a dynamic. So it's two completely different movements, even though they're both restricted ranges. Two other things I forgot to mention with the board press is the use of what I call a Manpon and then a soft board. We came up with the idea for what we call a Manpon, and the guys I trained with named it a Manpon for obvious reasons, because they thought I was a plus for using it. What this is it's a foam roller that we cut in half and cut a handle onto. Where this comes in handy is, for me, as I talked before about the pressing for rehabilitation and to take the stress off of the shoulders. It's lightweight, it's easy, and when I do press, I could just slip it under the shirt. It keeps my elbows from going too low, taking the stress off of the shoulders, and it's not cumbersome, and it's not trying to balance a board on my chest or tying it on with a belt. A soft board, which Mark is going to go ahead and hold it, is going to hold here. A soft board is pretty much essentially the same thing. It's a board press that we came up with, which has just got basically a pad inside, and we vented it, and so the board will compress here and down. The benefit of that, and the reason we came up with that, was to try to simulate something similar to the Manpon, but more importantly, something that the guys who are working with bench shirts would be able to use to break in the shirt. When you're trying to break in a shirt with a regular board, you're limited by how low you can go because of the board. So if you could actually go lower than a 2 board, you can't, because that's the board that you're using. So you're not really breaking in the shirt as much as you possibly could or as fast as you could. When you're using the soft board, you just let it go as far as the shirt will let you go. Press out of it and then come back down and try to get a little bit further each time. That way it's still supportive in the nature that if you don't use something like that, you're still looking at the bar falling forward or coming back towards your face because of the stability of the bottom end of the bench shirt, which you still do need to train. It is very important. But when breaking a shirt in, what's the most important is just getting the shirt to begin to mold to your body and to break in. So the concern isn't so much the forward and backward stability as it is just being able to get the shirt to break in, to be able to get it to go lower. So what that essentially is this, like I said, the same thing as the boards, but you can let it go more and more based upon the weight that you're using and how far the shirt will let you go. The soft board we sell on the site, it's adjustable, so there's other boards that can Velcro onto it as well.